my God, I did not think I was going to get emotional. Thinking about life 8 years on. You want the story, you're going to get the full story. Hi, I'm Lily. I moved to Paris when I was 21 years old with hardly any savings. I didn't know any French. I had no plan, and I didn't know a single person in the city. It's been nearly 7 years, and I still live in Paris. I'm going to read you the journal that I kept from this time and tell you the whole story of really what it was like moving abroad at 21 with absolutely no idea what I was doing. Sitting on the train, I'm watching the French countryside fly past me as I travel north towards Paris. My mind is opening to all the thoughts I've had, all the ideas and plans I've made to be where I am right now. The beginning of my new life in Paris begins the moment I step off this train, and I can't help but feel proud. I think that's the word I want to choose to try and communicate this feeling. Sure, I'm excited, a little in disbelief, and ready for it all to begin, but I think the truth is above all those feelings that comes with moving to a new city, to a new country, right now I just feel proud. For me, moving to France is a thing I've wanted to do my entire life. And not in the way of taking a 6 months exchange with a university or going to Saint-Tropez in the summer with my friends or moving here with a company for work purposes. I wanted France to be my home. I wanted to move here alone, for me, with no commitments, with no one else. I wanted to move here with nothing so I could create something. People ask why Paris, especially French people. People say, why Paris? Paris is in France. If you want to experience France, then you shouldn't stay in that city. Paris is just a world of its own. And I think that's what I love the most. Paris inspires me. I've come to the point where I realize the conventional route of studying and a corporate career doesn't appeal to me, but I need something tangible for my future, something I can do to work towards, an idea to hold on to, something for me to focus on. I realize if I'm going to live the life I choose, I'm going to have to create it myself. I haven't yet found it. Maybe it doesn't exist yet. I wanted to move to Paris because above all, this city makes me feel energized. It makes me feel alive and feel motivated and challenged in a way that Paris doesn't allow you to let a moment slip by. It's like knowing... This is so funny to read 8 years later. It's like knowing Paris has all its difficulties, all its woes, and the city holds a huge sign saying, "You can't beat me." And I just want to say, bring it the fuck on. Oh my God, I did not think I was going to get emotional. It's so crazy that I live, like, thinking about life 8 years on. And this girl is just about to arrive in Paris. It's so crazy. Oh my God. Well, 1 second. Okay, I'm back here. It's okay. A few days ago, I bought my train ticket to Paris with a place to stay or a job, without a place to stay or a job. I like to trust. I believe in acting before knowing, leaping before looking. I believe the most important thing you can do in life is just act now. If you want something, you have to act on it before it can appear. I wanted to live in Paris, but I was afraid if I had waited to do it at the right time, that time would never come. I didn't save up enough money. I didn't have the security of a job or a place to stay or even an idea of what I would do here when I arrived. But I knew the only way to figure it out is to just live it. So that's what I set out to do. I arrived in Paris yesterday and tonight was my first night alone in the city. I found an apartment to rent through a friend of mine moments before arriving, and I will stay here until I find my own apartment. The rush of arriving here off the back of my trip to Iran is still lingering, and I don't want the motion to stop. When you enter a new city and you're all alone, it is way too easy to get caught up in the difficulty of it all. I'm refusing my fears and showing all of my strength. It's the first time I'm experiencing something so new and foreign, and I'm trying so hard to focus on everything positive I'm finding here and not allowing everything that scares me to get in my way. Next. I had a job interview today and a few other things I needed to do, and tonight it was my first time to go out and explore and try to meet people. During the day, whilst I was searching for the requirements for a new job, I looked up the best bars to go to and the arrondissement I live in. The first article I read was published in 2015, and I thought it was no use to me, nor was any other article as usual. So I decided to just walk the streets alone, only stopping anywhere my energy and motivation led me. I stopped at a bar on Rue de Saint-Merchant that had many people out on the street, and it was only 5:30 p.m. It seemed really busy for that time of the night. So I arrived there and I ordered a glass of wine and I stood outside where all the people were at. This is literally how to make friends 101. Just try and talk to people. My God. The thing is, when I'm alone in a new city, I never want to force it. I prefer it when the people approach me rather than the other way around. At this bar, it wasn't easy, and the seats were taken by a huge group of people who were all friends and weren't looking to start a conversation with the lonely Australian in the corner. I then sat at a bar, and in no time I was speaking French to the bartender, who ordered me a plate of fries gratuites. Afterwards, I felt I hadn't made any friends, and most people were starting to head to their next destination. So did I. I walked down the street and came across a cool alleyway that had bars filled with people. I decided I would stop there and see who I could meet. It is sometimes difficult to be a single woman in a bar because you want to make friends and not just meet boys who want to flirt with you. You always want, and sometimes people always want more than just to hang out and be friends for the night. Oh, she's so cute. But honestly, I really don't mind because I just want to practice my French. I just want to be able to speak better, so I'm happy to talk to anyone. After entering the bar, I went up to order a drink and instantly a guy started having a conversation with me. And it is less awkward talking to a guy you just met than standing alone and waiting for people to talk to you. He was very kind and we spoke for a while about ourselves and his life in Paris. He really emphasized how hard life was in Paris and that I should be careful about living here alone. He said it would ruin that smile, and that too long here I'd turn into a grumpy Parisian. I hate it when French people tell me this. It is so common and I'm over it already. I know Paris is hard. I know Paris is expensive and I know life in Paris is difficult, but if I wanted my life to be easy, I would have stayed in Australia. Part 1.